Hello everyone, this is Francis. I'm so happy that you're taking the time to watch this. I have something very important to tell you. It's a subject that's dear to my heart, and I wanted to talk about the hidden truth behind having more success, behind having more money, or even being a greater leader. And the hidden truth is very simple. It comes down to, are you in your head or are you in your heart? And I know some people are probably thinking, oh yeah, he's talking about the head and the heart again. Get me to the goods. I just want to know how to have more success, how more money and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it's simple. It's very simple. Hear me out. Hear me out here. The reason why I say it's so important to be in your heart versus in your head is, let's just talk about being a greater leader. On Friday, I went to a conference and they were talking about IQ and EQ. So EQ for emotional intelligence. And let me just ask you a question. Think about the greatest leader or the greatest boss you had in your life. Can you describe that person? Was that person someone that cared about you? Someone that knew how to make you more successful? Made you feel appreciated? All of that stuff. So where is that coming from? All of that stuff is coming from here. Or are you going to say, oh, you know what? My boss was a prick. Really a prick. I hated him, didn't like me, asked me to do all these things, but man, was he so intelligent. Did he have so many good skills? It was a great leader. No, the great leaders are not the ones that have all the best high GPAs or greater skills and all that stuff. No, the greatest leaders are actually, if you're looking at the IQ and the EQ, it's like an iceberg. People that have an IQ could be great leader, don't get me wrong, but it all starts below the surface. It all starts by serving you. And that's why they're great leaders. They're using their heart. So that's about being a greater leader. Now let's talk about having more money and more abundance. Having more money or more abundance starts again from your heart. It starts by giving. And I can give you so many examples about that. I remember a long time ago, I was walking on the street, I had a $2, and I had the idea of just saying, hey, how can I help someone today? I don't know how. And as soon as I had that $2 out of my pocket, I saw someone on the street, like a homeless person. And I said, I have my answer. I'm just going to give the $2. Gave the $2, and then I walked. 5 minutes later, I'm entering into a coffee shop, and then I see the barista that I always see all the time. She said, hey Francis, coffee on you today. You know what's funny? Is that $2 that I gave was the exact same value of the coffee that I got. And I didn't give with the expectation of receiving something. I gave because I was truly happy. And then life brought me back that same $2 as a value for the money that I gave. And this year for me, I will talk about something very important. The GoFundMe campaign is started on Friday. And in the beginning of the year, I started this company that's called the Resilience Element. And also what I thought is, how about I serve people the heck out of my heart, like I've never done before. Trying this thing of giving with no expectation. Trying this thing of serving, not pleasing. And I've done a lot of videos for you guys. And guess what? Do you think it was coming out of my head? Do you think it was coming from my heart? Of course, it was coming from my heart. Because I love it. It makes me alive. It makes me feel good to share what I've learned. Share of my lessons. And if it helps someone, that makes me feel good. Really good. And so, what I realized is that I gave so much and I served people with coaching. I follow my passion. And what happened is that I had the best year ever in real estate. Funny, right? I'm giving so much in one direction with no expectations whatsoever to receive anything in return. And then boom, real estate is the best year ever. Sorry, I'm just gonna press here, there's 20% left. So this is what happened. The best year ever in my life. I think I'm still alive. Yes, I'm still. And it was a huge lesson to me. So again, do you think it's coming out of my head or out of my heart? It all starts from the heart first. And if people want more success, well, guess where you should start? From your heart. Because when you use your heart, you can actually share your gift. You can serve people. You're so good at it. People are following you. And then guess what? All the abundance, all the success, all the happiness comes. There's a reason why I didn't talk about the GoFundMe campaign on Friday. First of all, I don't know why, but my day was so busy. I wanted to speak to you and I couldn't. And on Saturday, I was just in my head. I was thinking, how can I just make this thing happen? How can I make this thing happen? And it was too busy, too noisy. Yesterday, I meditated for an hour and a half. I was reading a chapter. They're like, meditate for an hour and a half. Guess what my head was saying? Are you crazy? Like, you have so many things to do. You're going to meditate for an hour and a half? And then all these thoughts were coming, and then I'm like, relax. Because I wanted to be in my heart. I wanted to tell you why I'm doing this. Resilience for me is so important because I wish that someone a long time ago would have explained me how to be successful and how to be resilient. And I'm thankful for all the lessons I've learned. And I could have saved a lot of grief if I had the resilience. And it's all about the mindset. And I know that this resilient piece, this resilient element is needed in the world. There's going to be more changes. There's going to be a lot of transitions. People are going to suffer or not if they choose to be resilient. And for me, it's about sharing the lesson, using the gifts, using what I love the most, making interviews, doing some lives, sharing all that love to you. That's why I'm doing this. And because when I do it, I feel worthy. I feel that I'm making a difference. And I wish that you can do the same. I wish that people can all reactivate their passion because I know how that makes you feel. And I know that everything else is just happening in your life, like all that abundance. There's no more fear. And now I'm starting that GoFundMe campaign, and I'm going to post a video in a second post after of that campaign and the link also. And I invite you to help me reactivate the passions of people. And there's amazing perks that you can take a look at. And I know some people might say, well, I don't want to give or whatever, or they're afraid of giving, whatever the reason is. But think about what I just said. And I'm not saying it, honestly, if you can't give, that's okay. I love that you can, but think about it. If you're not giving to me, I invite you to give to other people. Because when you trust that when you give with no expectation, that means you know that abundance is going to come. Right? Because if you're scared of giving, that means that you don't really believe that abundance is going to come in your life. You're thinking that it's a fixed quantity of things, and if you just give that, then it's out of you, and then no, you want to keep it. But like I said in my own story, I served so much this year, and guess what happened? That's why I invite you to do that. And the best question is, when you're about to make something, is that out of your head, or is it out of your heart? Is it out of fear, which is all in the head, like the ego, the whole strategy, like you want to protect you, all that stuff. It's all in the head. Or is it out of your heart, out of love? This is where everything starts. You can start with that and then use your mind based on the decision you made out of your heart. You know what? Everything's going to happen after, because this guy is kind of the servant. You have your master, the heart. Follow it. And then this guy is going to say, okay, well, I guess you just made that decision, so I'm following it. Here's an idea. Here's another idea. And then everything happens. But we tend to do this thing first. We think that, I got that skill. I'm going to be a great leader. I'm going to be the great leader because I know how to do these things. You can you know how to do these things, but if you're not here, nobody's going to follow you. If you want to have abundance, starts to give. So I'm going to invite you to help me reactivate the passion of people. And like I said, if you're not helping this cause, help other cause, especially right now. Yes, especially when a lot of people are asking you, because it's going to come back. I promise you. It happened to me. I hope that this message resonates to you. Please share this message to people you think are going to need to hear that. And please share the campaign. If you're not giving, please share the campaign. And like I said, I'm a guy that believes in giving. There's a lot of great perks. You can actually give some money and get something back. There's coaching that's possible. You have a diamond pendant, a chance to win that, like by giving some money for it. Like there's so many things. Discover what's inside. I promise you're gonna love it. And I'm here for the long run. I'm here to make this thing happen. And I thank you so much in advance for watching what's going to happen. And thank you so much for being here. I love you. Have a great week.